A message from Sebastian. These messengers are for everyone and for all times, in spite of the limitation of human words which can separate. Love includes everything we are. It takes us beyond our ideologies, cultures, educations, personalities, and beliefs, towards what cannot be expressed in words, because love is beyond all limits. But to reach us effectively, the angels express their universal love using concrete symbols, in this case, words. We each come out of a particular cultural context. Well, I'm a lay person, living in the 21st century, born in Argentina, with a Catholic education, and I'm very devoted to my faith. Therefore, the flavor of these messages reflect my Catholic orientation. However, it was clearly understood that love is universal and addressed to everyone and everything. Love is always inclusive. As Jesus says in Book 5 of the series, it is important that you remember that names like words have no meaning of their own in relation to the realm of the divine truth. Do not forget that love has no words. However, in the plane of perceptions, names, like words, can mean a lot. Names that are used, such as Jesus, Mary, Holy Spirit, and God, have been endowed with many meanings over the centuries. We cannot escape the laws of perception while living in the world, nor is there any reason to do so. The love of God does not overlook anything in your world, but rather joins with it, and from that union transforms it together with you, so that the truth that is beyond every word shines freely. I hope with all of my heart that you feel included in the embrace of God's love through these messengers from heaven. But just reading them will not bring you to the heaven's gate. Rather, they are a port of departure or a springboard from which you are encouraged daily to express with your particular voice the divine love that lives in you, increasingly to make known that part of love that only each one can manifest. If you are able to understand the words and symbols of this work as means and not as an end, and receive these messages primarily with the heart rather than the thinking mind, you will go beyond the symbols towards the love that they evoke. You will begin to remember your first love, that is, for God. These writings are a love letter from God the Father to his beloved daughters and sons. It is directed to the healing of memory, so that, once healed, the remembered love that has no beginning or end shines in you. How it originated. A presence that was all love, and whose magnificence, beauty and benevolence cannot be described, came to me suddenly on October 3rd, 2018. With perfect clarity I understood that it was the glorious Archangel Raphael, who introduced himself by saying, "I am the medicine of God." Because I'm Catholic, he told me to pray a novena, 9 days of traditional Catholic prayers. Through an inspiration, he also dictated certain intentions for me to pray. The day after finishing this novena of prayer, I had my first glorious visit from a choir of countless angels of God, accompanied by archangels Raphael and Gabriel. Their love and beauty were indescribable, and through them came the ineffable voice of Christ. The voice also showed itself in symbols, visible to the spirit, yes. I expressed their meaning in written words, as well as recordings of my voice. Each subsequent visitation was similar. First I would receive the images and hear the music of the angelic choir. Then the chorus departed, leaving archangels Raphael and Gabriel as custodians, or loving presences, until the message or session was transcribed. The glorious Archangel Raphael guides me in the transcription, assuring that the message is properly received and passed from image to word. Archangel Gabriel is the loving custodian of everything that concerns this work. The manifestation itself, the writings, and everything that arises and will arise from them. The messages are shown as a picture of great beauty, in which each form, which has no form, is in itself a voice of sound image. I hear something like the rhythmic twangling of a harp, a vibration of celestial music whose frequency is unlike the sounds of the world. It is a kind of vibration frequency that the soul knows, and that I recognize the voice of the Lamb of God. The angels bring, beyond singing, the voice of Christ. It is as if they are a vessel in which the voice of God is carried. The voice of Christ is pure thought. It is Christ in abstract, pure consciousness. Each session contains a message that arrives in a nanosecond in symbols. I then transcribe the meaning of the symbols into Spanish. Once everything is transcribed in written and spoken words, the chorus arrives again in all its glory, as if the angels are coming to seek the most holy archangels Raphael and Gabriel. All together they retire, singing a Hosanna to God. That Hosanna of the choir of angels is a majestic song of praise and gratitude to the Creator for the infinite mystery of love that is the second coming of Christ. It is a prelude to his coming. If humankind were able to understand in all its magnitude the ineffable mystery of love that is the second coming of Christ, we would eternally sing the mercies of God in union with all the angels. In cases where Mother Mary and Jesus Christ are present in their human and divine persons and communicate directly, the choir of angels is sacredly silenced with love. Pure expectation surrounds their blessed presences. The angels bow their heads and are caught up in an ecstasy of love, veneration and contemplation. Nothing interrupts the holy silence in which the universe is submerged before the sovereign presence of Mary and Jesus, as they speak directly to our souls. That space of dialogue between Christ and the soul is inviolable, a sacred temple of the intimacy of the soul with God. During the visitations, my whole being is bathed in great peace and joy, as if being embraced by universal love. But after the concentration required to put the message into word, the body shows great fatigue from the difficulty of sustaining the energy I received. The chorus of angels, the voice and the images can happen at any time, place and circumstance. However, the transcription of the messages can be delayed until I can make myself available to do so. It may be immediately afterwards or several days later. On several occasions during the visions, Texts from other times and traditions are shown to me. They contain wisdom from beyond the world, some of which is new to me. In addition to coming from the New and Old Testament, these messages have come from Saint Teresa of Avila, the Sufi wisdom of Rumi, and the Bhagavad Gita. What this reveals is that all wisdom is one, whether through the voice of Christ or from other manifestations. This cultural context, the religious tradition, the era in which it arose, does not matter. We are one mind, one heart, one being, united in truth. Many times I do not know the meaning of the words I receive. In fact, I am learning new words. When this happens, I consult a dictionary to see whether the words exist, and if so, what it means. I always find it to be a perfect word or expression given the context in which it appears. This happens in both Spanish and English. I initially received in my native Spanish, and then instead of translating to English, I receive again in that language. The English is then edited. In fact, if you read Choose Only Love in Spanish, you will clearly see that this is not my usual way of speaking. The main message of this work is that the time for a new humanity has arrived. Humanity is ready to manifest the living Christ in each of us. We are, each of us, Christ. This is the truth. Even if we perceive ourselves differently, we are now prepared to live life in this certainty. I no longer live, but Christ liveth in me. Helping us to realize this truth in our lives, here and now, is the aim of this manifestation. All of heaven will help us in this holy purpose, since it is the second coming itself. A description of the manifestations. The archangels come without wings, wearing tunics. Raphael's tunic is green-edged with gold. Gabriel's is pink, almost white, edged with yellow. Both tunics are majestic, appearing as if they are made of precious silk. Their faces are cheerful, radiant, and with very light, yellowish skin. Both have shoulder-length golden hair and green eyes. They each have unique facial features, and their bodies are radiant with serenely glowing light that generates peace and great beauty and harmony. Many of the angels in the choir of angels wear light pink and light blue tunics, and others have light gold. A few have light emerald green robes. All are clothed in pastels, with the same serene luminosity. The permanent happiness that angels exhibit is remarkable. Everything is joy with them. One day they told me that they are perpetually happy because they always give happiness. The angels are always surrounded by white and majestic light, and if they live in an eternal midday of love. Also the angels are accompanied by a song, as though a celestial choir sounds in all corners of the universe, like million harps playing in the unison, forming a harmonious symphony of great beauty. The angelic vibrations calm the mind and heart and give peace. One knows, without knowing how, that this vibration is simultaneously prayer and praise. Each part of creation sings a song of gratitude for having been called into existence, as if each part has music inside that is a prayer to the Creator. The soul has stopped hearing this celestial music, but will begin to hear again when it returns to the Father's house. Although forgotten, this song is forever loved by souls who love the Father and Creator. The ineffable beauty of the visions of the angels and archangels, which cannot be fully expressed in words, leaves the soul submerged in an ecstasy of love and rapture in which one's whole being participates. There is no joy or happiness on earth that can compare with the ecstasy that a vision of the greatness, magnanimity, and beauty of the angels and archangels generates. Angelic intelligence is of such a degree that it surpasses all understanding of the world. Their thoughts occur at an indescribable speed, faster than human thought, and are pure without contradiction or distortion of any kind. They are perfect charity and express only a quality of holiness. As a lightning bolt crosses the firmament, so quickly do angelic thoughts pass through my mind. I clearly receive the difference between human thought and thought that comes from the wisdom of heaven, due to how I experience them. Thought from heaven feels like light and breath. It is full of certainty, can never be forgotten, and brings a great amount of truth in the blink of an eye. In an instant I understand the full meaning of each message given. Humility, prudence, and simplicity are central qualities of the angels. Their greatest joy is to serve God by serving all creation. They love human beings, animals, plants, stones, elements, and every material and immaterial aspect of creation with a love and tenderness that, when experienced, is capable of melting even the hardest heart. While the beauty and magnanimity of the angelic visions are indescribable, they are only a pale flash in comparison to the magnificence of Jesus and Mary. The hearts of Jesus and Mary are eternal beauty, a beauty that cannot be named and that nothing in the universe resembles. They are God Himself made man and woman, the joy of the angels and the veneration of creation. From them springs all harmony, greatness, and holiness. The looks of Jesus and Mary melt the entire universe. Such tenderness and love do they radiate. Their smiles are purity itself. In their presence the soul is entranced in an ecstasy of veneration and contemplation, leaving it speechless. The soul exhales a moan of joy and says something like, "Ah." For me personally, contemplating the looks and the smiles of Jesus and Mary is heaven. I humbly attempt to describe the indescribable and only say what I see, hear, and experience. Heaven exists, God exists, and God is love. This is what was given to me to see, hear, and understand. I hope with all my heart that those who receive this manifestation let themselves be beloved of God more and more and more and more and more every day, and in this way be transformed by the beauty of a love that has no beginning or end. with love in Christ. Sebastian Blacksley, A Soul in Love, Buenos Aires, Argentina, January 2019. Prelude, a message from Jesus identifying himself as the living Christ who lives in you. My love, pure soul, I am the living Christ who lives in you. These words come to you from the heaven of your heart. I am the unity of being in which everything exists and is. We are that union. We are the union of love. I have come to you to look for you, so that we continue to submerge ourselves in the depths of the infinite mystery of love. Love without borders. Love without beginning or end. Salvific love. I am the voice of love. I am the wisdom that resides in every living being. Remember that nowhere am I not eternally united with you in the light of truth. I am in every tear shed, in every perceived darkness, in every smile, in every light, in every dream, in every truth. I am in each rainbow, in each flight of the birds, in each lily of the field. I am the voice of Christ, consciousness made flesh. These words carry within them the power of love of my divine heart, just as a pregnant mother carries her beloved child within her womb. As we advance in this work, you will discover the love that rises, radiant and serene, from behind the symbols that the words represent. You have been chosen in the design to receive and to give these words. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself be filled with the love of this work. Your being knows who is speaking. Let your mind rejoice in wisdom. Let your heart rest in the solace that comes from the remembrance of my voice, which these words stir in your memory. This work has been written for the mind and heart, uniting in the fullness of being, with the purpose of achieving the healing of memory. Clear memory of the first love, God, will bring to you the memory of the holiness that you truly are. Once memory is healed, together we will bring love to the world, and we will return to the heart of God, from where we will bring love to all created worlds. This is how we return to our place within creation. This is how we extend love. This is a powerful work because it comes from my divine love. Everything that comes from me is clothed with the power and glory of heaven, just as is everything that comes from the depth of your heart. The power of these words lies in the love with which they are given and received, in union with you and with my being. For in union is the presence of heaven and earth. In union is the totality of love.